Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's second video. So day 10 will take us around the 18th of February, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that. We extended GFS and ECM ensembles. We're into around a couple of weeks, having a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video. For the next 4 weeks, which will take us into the early part of March, of course. So Snow Watch has been released. We're in a cold air mass at the moment. Bitterly cold east winds have flooded in across the country over the weekend, as predicted and forecast. And those bitterly cold east winds have brought snow with them. And so Snow Watch is attempting to work out where the snow could be in the next few days to check out Snow Watch and see what's going on there. We're probably going to have a video tonight looking at 12Z, I would have thought. So there'll be a video coming up later on seeing how the 12Z is shaping up. That probably be around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Right, I say thank you so much to a channel member. So put on loads of channel members recently. Every single channel member is going to get their own individual video shout out. So today we're saying thank you so much to Connor Bow. Thank you so much to Connor Bow for becoming a Gavs or Worthy's channel member. Thank you so much, Connor, for doing that. We are now at 70 channel members, can you believe? So absolutely incredible, unbelievable number of channel members. Thank you to each and every one of you. And as I say, all new channel members are going to have their own individual shout out in a video very shortly. So thank you to all channel members. Thank you so much to Connor Bone for becoming a channel member for Gavs or Weathers. Thanks to all patrons, all donors as well. It's absolutely incredible, absolutely unbelievable. I've got a couple of donors as well, PayPal donors to shout out in future videos too. So it really is absolutely incredible. Thank you to each and every one of you. If you'd like to become a channel member for Gavs Weathers, all you need to do is come to Gavs Weathers YouTube homepage, click the join button, take you through to the other page where you see what benefits you get for becoming a channel member, and you can sign up on that page as well. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for doing that. We are very close now, 10.6k subscribers. Got to put on around another 5, I think, to get to 10.6k. So we may hit 10.6k subscribers today. I think could happen. So that leaves us just 400 to put on to get to 11k subs. That's our next target, really. If you aren't yet subscribed to our channel, then please can you give us a sub. Don't forget to tell your friends, family, everybody else to subscribe. And thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, let's see what's going on then with the snow. So again, we've got lots of snow into the east, much more than a lot of the model output was forecasting like a couple of days ago, and a lot of your apps were forecasting as well. I know I had a lot of people complaining to me about how this is going to be a snowless easterly due to what their apps were showing. And again, it just goes to show how unreliable apps are, the weather apps. You know, I still have my ongoing campaign to get everybody to ditch their apps, but so far it's been very, very unsuccessful campaign, I have to say. No, but seriously, there's a lot of snow into the east. So from east of Scotland all the way down the east side, loads of heavy snow showers, streamers involved with this as well. We've got some snow into the southeast also. Not as much going through to the west. Some of these snow showers are getting through to west, but of course western areas are sheltered from these snow showers. So unless you get like a trough or something, convergence line to band the showers together and push them over to the west, it is always more difficult to get snow into the west from these east winds. Nevertheless, due to how many snow showers we've got in the east and the fact that some of these snow showers are forming lines that we call snow streamers, some of them might get through to the west. So parts of Wales, southwest England, southwest Scotland, Northern Ireland, you know, those areas where you haven't had hardly any snow so far, some of these snow showers could push through at times. And even down to the southern coastal areas, you might start to push some snow showers through later on this afternoon. But the heaviest and most frequent of them, certainly for central and eastern parts of the country. It's cold out there. It's a cold afternoon, so temperatures are hovering around freezing in many central and east areas. Maximums at the moment, like below maximum at the moment, is -3 there at Biggin Hill and also at Spadadam, and also up here across Loch Glasgarnock. Over here it's not quite that cold, but still below freezing. Aboyne is at -1, for example. We've got Redesdale Camp at -1. Leeds Bradford is at -1. Doncaster at +1. Waddington is at -1, down to Midlands. Church Lawford is at freezing. Bedford is at freezing as well. Lakenheath is at -1. Norwich is at freezing. Marham is freezing, even down to far southeast. London City Airport is at -1. London Heathrow is at -1. That's usually one of the hot spots, isn't it? Usually takes the prizes for like the highest temperatures. Not today, -1 there at 2:08 in the afternoon. Oxford is at freezing. And even down on the south coast, we've got Island of Portland at freezing. Thorney Island is at -1. Hertsmanzoe is at -1. Langdon Bay is at just -2. Wow, Manston -1 as well. Heading into Wales, not quite as cold there. Senny Bridge is at freezing. Actually, it's more or less a cold. Lake Verm is at -1. Rhyl is at +2. Capel Curragh is freezing. Down to South West England, Cardingham is at +2. Into Northern Ireland, +2 at Belfast. And Prestwick is at +2 as well. And down into Ireland, Oak Park, Carlow is at +4. It's a cold afternoon out there. Colder than yesterday, and tomorrow could well be colder still as this cold spell, this beast from the east, intensifies. We've got lots of weather warnings as well for snow and ice. So let's have a look at these at UK Met. So we've got an amber warning here across parts of Lincoln and down into the North Midlands and also South Yorkshire. So Lincolnshire, South Yorkshire and down into the North East Midlands, Nottingham to Sheffield and then over to Lincoln, just about up to Hull. Got an amber warning for snow. They're saying frequent heavy snow showers will lead to some travel disruption. And that's going on until like now, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Otherwise, we've got yellow warnings as well, widespread yellow warnings for snow and ice in many central and eastern parts of the country. Tomorrow, there's an amber warning as well, but we can see this time the amber warning for snow is across southeastern parts of Scotland. So from Perth down towards Edinburgh, for example. Also covering Stirling, there's an amber warning there. Snow bringing some disruption from Tuesday morning. That'll be valid from 3 a.m. tomorrow morning until 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. And again, there's a widespread yellow warning for snow. It looks like Northern Ireland also has some snow and ice coming tomorrow. So these snow showers will start to move over the Irish Sea, perhaps in towards Northern Ireland tomorrow. There's also a yellow warning for many central east areas for snow and ice on Wednesday as well. Nothing yet Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sunny, but I expect some warnings to turn up then as well, probably. So the cold spell goes on. This is our coldest spell of weather we've had for 3 years, and it is set to continue. Obviously, it's going to have a big impact on the central England temperature, so that's beginning to drop. You remember over the weekend it's over 5 degrees. Now we're down to 4.6, about average for the time of year, up to the 7th of February. That's going to drop much more though over the coming days, so it'll be interesting to see where that is by the weekend. We're in for a bit of a CET collapse there, I think, in the next few days, so we'll keep a close eye on that. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. We're looking on the midnight run for Leicester. So the red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Leicester. Obviously, we're cold at the moment. We're going to be staying cold for the next few days as well. Into a weekend, upper air temperatures lifting up a little bit, but still pretty cold. It's not until we get through until the last week, really, of February now, that we find the white line GWV ensemble going back towards average. And even then, there's a big split going on even then. So a lot of the ensemble members are still keeping things cold, but we do have a little bit of a warming trend brought about by the by more ensemble members beginning to lift up. But it's a real split at that point. That's a midnight. Precipitation-wise, by the way, a lot of dry weather, so snow at the moment, then plenty of dry weather over the next few days. Tony Morris settled there. That's a midnight GFS ensemble, so I'll show you the 6 there. you'll see what's happened with the latest ensemble swing. So we have more of these ensemble members going milder in the last week of February with the 6th. More of them are lifting up above the red line. Obviously very cold over the next few days and staying cold really into the weekend. It's a very, very slow and gradual change. Something a little bit less cold as we get through into the last week of February. But again, this is extended range stuff, and I would not be overly confident about that warming trend taking place through the last week of February. Even then, there are still several ensemble members that look really cold. Precipitation-wise, again, with 6Z, starting off with snow, of course. At the moment, we're going to have several days of quite dry weather, but there will be still some wintry conditions around. And then we go through into the weekend and next week, it looks like it's starting to turn more unsettled. Obviously, that could be a mix of rain or snow, or rain and snow, depending on how quickly it gets less cold. Temperature anomalies from the 8th to 16th February, very significantly colder than average. Look at this in the deep blue colours, which takes us down to around 6 to 8 degrees below average. Most of Europe locked well and truly in the freezer, with temperature anomalies going to 10 degrees or more below average. It's going to be a very, very cold week to come, this second week of February. It's going to be really bitter. Precipitation on is actually going to be drier than average, but what precipitation does fall will be falling as snow, of course, with temperatures so cold. So really cold and dry generally, but there will be precipitation around that could deliver some snow. Here's today's latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net, showing that the easterlies are well and truly in, all the way from Russia, across northern Europe, into the UK, out into the Atlantic, and off to Greenland and Canada. That is a long fetch easterly wind, and is almost like a reverse zonal flow. Right, so this is how the UK Met is looking for Thursday, then. So we're under a bit of a ridge at midnight on Thursday. It'll be a severe frost, I think, on Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Low pressure trying to come in from off the Atlantic through into Friday, coming up against that block of cold air, might deliver some snow to western parts of the country. Into the weekend, we have a go at turning things milder. We start to draw up the air from the south, but I think this is still really cold on the surface, although the upper air temperatures will be lifting up. And that explains, of course, what's going on the ensemble graph, where we see like the upper air temperatures lifting up, despite the upper air temperatures gradually increasing down on the surface, because it's coming from like a continental source. The air coming from a continental source down on the surface. I think the weekend is still going to be very cold. With particularly severe frost likely at night, I would have thought. But mainly dry into weekend as well. That's how things look as we get through to the GFS midnight run. So again, high pressure is ridging through the country, bringing loads of dry conditions at midnight on Thursday. So high pressure then slips a little bit further eastwards. Low pressure starts coming from off the Atlantic. We tight the isobars, drawing the air up from like the south or southeast. It will still be cold coming off the continent, and there could be some snow pushing into the west as well. Over the weekend, high pressure remains just to our east. Low pressure is out to west. Winds are coming in from a south to southeasterly direction. The upper air temperatures will be lifting up at this point, but on the surface it will still be very cold as the air is being dragged in from that cold and frozen continent. That's how the upper air temperatures look. They are still quite cold, actually. The upper air temperature is still quite cold, but we've lost a minus 10 Celsius isotherm. However, look how cold it is with the dew points over the weekend. So the dew points are well below freezing. So despite the upper air temperature not looking all that impressively cold by midnight on Monday, so Sunday night, actually it is absolutely freezing cold under that ridge of high pressure. Of course, it's quite a strong wind we've got there as well, so it'll be bitingly cold actually, with that pretty brisk southeasterly wind through the early part of next week potentially. Eventually we get a real battle setup. So by day 10 we've got high pressure over Scandinavia, we've got low pressure out to our west. Again, still cold with this, still drawing the wind in from the southeast off the frozen continent. This low pressure in west could deliver some snow possibilities to western areas. And into the extended range, it stays cold. We actually draw the wind back in from the east again. As we go into the third week of February, this is Saturday 20th February, when it's back into the east again, probably driving more snow in from the east at that point. I would have thought, a very prolonged cold spell, this on the midnight GFS run. Stays cold right up to the very end. No reprieve right up to the very end of the GFS midnight run. It gets us 24th of February. Winds are still pulling in from the east or from the northeast. They'll still be bringing snow with them, particularly to eastern parts of the country. GFS 6 Ed looks like that. So again, on Thursday, we're trying to move this low pressure in from the Atlantic. Could deliver some snow to the far west. I think many places will be dry for the end of the week, but it will be cold. Into the weekend, again, we see that the upper air temperatures will be lifting up here. It will be becoming less cold with the upper air temperatures, but on the surface, because the air is moving in from off the continent with those strengthening southeast winds, it will be bitterly cold. There's the upper air temperatures for Saturday morning. And my 10 says I suppose it's still on the east coast, but in western areas in particular, the upper air temperatures are lifting up. But look how cold it is on the surface with the dew point, still absolutely freezing cold. With those surface temperatures. The same is true for Sunday as well. Again, the upper air temperatures are not as cold, but on the surface, again, absolutely frozen cold as that southeasterly wind picks up over the weekend. It will be bone-numbingly cold. It will be bitingly cold with that strong southeast wind picking up with dew points as low as that. It will be absolutely freezing cold. The only part of next week, just a little bit more of a southerly tilt to the wind might start to draw up some slightly milder air into the far west and southwest, but the dew points, again, still looking absolutely frozen into the early part of next week. And then on into the middle of next week, maybe by then we start turning things a little bit less cold, even on the surface. But to be honest, still really drawing the wind in from the continent with those southeasterlies up to day 10. And then in the more extended range, low pressure starts to strengthen to our south, the winds back in from the east. So we finish up with this humdinger of a channel low, which will bring blizzards to many parts of England and Wales with a gale force easterly wind. That's 24th of February. Again, don't worry about the detail. You know, that is likely to change, but it's just a suggestion that even into last week of February now, because February is a shorter month, of course. Even into last week of February, the GFS operational runs anyway are keeping things really cold and potentially very wintry. GEM is doing something a bit different though. Have a look at this. We start off again really cold over the weekend. We've got those south-easterly winds which will bring absolutely freezing cold off the continent. But into next week, we do see the ridge collapsing and low pressure comes in from the Atlantic. So the GM actually brings an end to the cold spell early next week. We turn much milder with the GM as winds return to the west and to the southwest. And we go off and running into more unsettled spell of weather with low pressure in off the Atlantic. And yeah, so a lot milder next week. If you don't like the cold weather, you will be rooting for the GM because that is pulling wind back in to west and bring the air in off the Atlantic much milder with the GM. Midnight run for next week. Icon looks like that again, looking pretty cold as we come through to the end of the week with winds drawing in from off the continent into the weekend. Again, we have got wind into the south, so the upper air temperatures will lift up, particularly so in the west. But the air is originating like east of south, so on the surface I think it's still bringing in very cold continental air despite the wind and being suddenly under the upper air temperatures no doubt lifting up. You see that the air is still drawing in from that cold continental source. It's a strong wind as well, so it could be really bitter over the weekend. And then the ECM looks like that. Once more, we've got a high pressure regime from the northeast on Thursday. We'll kill off a lot of the snow showers, but will be very cold. Low pressure trying to come in off the Atlantic could bring some snow through to the west into the weekend. Same as with all the other model output, really. Winds turning to the south, so upper air temperatures will lift up. But on the surface, because we're drawing the air in from the frozen and snow-covered continent, I think it'll be very cold, particularly in eastern areas this weekend. Into next week, no real change, and in fact, we end up starting to turn wind back round to the east again as high pressure takes over to our northeast, low pressure dies southwards once more. So the ECM remains cold, remains cold with winds still coming in from the east, still coming in off the continent, right way up to day 10, which is the 18th of February. Those extremely cold upper air temperatures that have been threatening on some of the model output being kept at bay at the moment with today's operational runs. So those extremely cold upper air temperatures are across eastern and northeastern Europe still, with the ECM at day 10. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. This gets us to the 18th of February. So we have 19 members of the ECM ensembles, including the control and the operation room. I have high pressure to our north, low pressure to our west-southwest, drawing in the wind from a cold easterly direction. 19 with a proper old Scandinavian high, bringing in a proper easterly wind. That's probably the coldest option. This one. This option just here has a little bit of a southeasterly tilt to the wind. So with that one, like, it's not quite as cold as this one, which is bringing in like proper northeasters, and that could well be bringing in those extremely cold upper air temperatures actually. This is the mildest option with the high pressure over and to the north of the country. So even this one's not particularly mild, but that's probably like a frosty by night scenario, but by day could be a little bit less cold. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Most of them still seem to involve some degree of cold weather, really. So it gets to 23rd of February. 15 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure continue to be to the north, winds coming in from the east. 11 with high pressure again to the north, winds in from the east. 9 with high pressure to our east, low pressure is to the west. Winds will be perhaps a bit milder there, more sort of southerly, but could be a bit southeasterly. That might be a snow event as the low pressure comes up against the cold air. 9 with high pressure to the north, low pressure to the west, so that's still maintaining an easy flow through most parts of the country, but again could be bringing snow in from the west as the low pressure comes up against that cold air. And 7 with high pressure to our south and to our north, that might be drawing up something a bit milder from the southwest. Generally most of the options are still looking cold, even out to the 23rd of February. Finally, the CFS-V2, these are 500 millibar heights bring down to week periods. The first week period takes from the 8th to the 14th of February. Coming week has blocking to the north, low pressure to the south, winds in from the east. It's going to be cold and very wintry in the week ahead. Week 2 is going to be the 15th to the 21st of February. Just highlight that again. 15th, 21st of February. Again, high pressure is to the north, winds are in from the east or from the northeast. That one is also looking potentially very cold. Week 3 is going to be the 22nd, 28th of February, the last week of the month. Still looking cold, high pressure blocking to the north, winds remaining in from the east. This is a very cold February if the CFS is right. And then week 4 is the first through, it's going to be the 1st through to the 7th of February. High pressure then out into the Atlantic, going to Greenland, low pressure through west of Europe. So more unsettled, but probably still cold, and this time drawing in more of a northerly again. So even into March, it looks like things generally stay cold, to be honest. Temperature anomalies for week 1, 8th to 14th of February, very cold. We've got those blue colours through, that takes us below 3 degrees below average for this coming week, so it's going to be a bitter cold week ahead. Week 2 is the 15th to 21st of February. That one also looks cold or very cold. Week 3 is another cold week. This takes us from the 22nd to 28th of February. Really prolonged cold spell. And week 4 rounds it all off. That is also a cold week. 1st to the 7th of March, substantially below average, even into the first week of March. Precipitation-wise, the coming week is slightly drier than average, but of course any precipitation that falls is likely to fall as snow, with the temperature only so cold. Week 2 is also cold on average. It's also dry on average, I should say. 15th, 21st of February, it is also cold on average. So again, any precipitation that falls in that week will probably fall primarily as snow. Week 3 is the 22nd of February, 28th, nearer normal with precipitation. And then week 4, 1st to 7th of March, is also nearer normal with precipitation. Again, any precipitation that's falling in these weeks are likely to be snow, given the temperature anomaly is so cold. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see future weather content. Tell your friends, family, everybody else to subscribe to Gaz Weathers as well. We're on the grind to 11k subscribers. Hopefully we'll get there before the end of winter. And drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. So it's a cold outlook. I think we'll establish that. Cold easterlies are here. They are in. And as I've been saying in the videos, once the easterly gets going, it can take a lot to get rid of it. Take a lot to get it out once it gets in. And so it looks like it's going to be staying cold, certainly for the next week. And if the CFS is right, this is a very, very cold February that we're now within, and you know, we've got to see how it all plays out. Right, that's it for your 10 to 14 day. We'll be back with a 12Z update tonight. See how all the 12Z models are looking. But for this video, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.